later on. So let me introduce the next speaker. We have Dr. Jin-hyuk Yu, who is a data scientist at Korea Institute of Science and Technology Information. He is interested in the structure and dynamics of complex systems such as society, culture, media, and collective knowledge. For the purpose, he generally handles massive data sets and detects the hidden patterns beneath external appearance. Let's give a round of applause for Dr. Jin-hyuk Yu.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Jin-hyuk Yu, a research scientist in KISTI, Korea Institute of Science and Technology Information. And anyway, good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about Wikipedia. Does anybody who are not familiar with Wikipedia in this room? Raise your hands. I think nobody. So Wikipedia is basically free encyclopedia. This free does not only mean that freely using, it also indicates that we can freely edit the context of the Wikipedia. So this is an article about the Expo Science Park just behind them, and actually it is almost destroyed to build the IBS building. Actually, it built around 1993, so it's quite old, but I have many memories on that site, so I really want to have some photos on them. So I decided to change the photo instead of these ugly vehicles. So what I need to do is just push the edit button here and upload a new photo. It's much better, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, this kind of the policy is called open editing policy of the Wikipedia, so anyone can edit the Wikipedia. Because of this kind of the open editing policy, there is a long-lasting credibility issue of the Wikipedia. So basically, Wikipedia can edit by anyone, literally anyone, so non-expert can edit the Wikipedia's context. And one more important problem is the vandalism. Not everyone acting for the public. Someone just want to destroy or ruin the public properties. For example, this is the picture of the 18th century car displayed in front of the museum. But someone break into the museum at the night and they covered the glasses with the sprays. And they destroy everything. And in Wikipedia, similar extra happens in Wikipedia. This is article about sponge, and someone deleted the entire context and put inserting word instead of them. Get a life, losers. Yeah. One more important reason of this believed credibility was there are many conflicts of interest in Wikipedia. So here's the example. Actually, South Korea and Japan has long-lasting territorial issue on that small island. Is there anybody Japanese here? Yeah, okay. So South Korea call it as Dokdo, and it is our territory, of course. And Japanese government and few Japanese says that it's Takeshima and insists that it is Japanese territory. Of course, it's lie. So in Wikipedia, there's a big war between two countries. The name of the Wikipedia articles. So Korean tried to keep the article name as the Dokdo, but Japanese want to change the name to the Takeshima. So it changed several times, more than 100 times within a week. And finally, Wikipedia banned to edit the article because it makes Wikipedia unstable. So this is the classical example of the Wikipedia edit war. So yeah, many, including me, disbelieved the credibility of the Wikipedia for a long time. But in the real world, studies find that only 13% of the articles in Wikipedia have positive academic errors. It's incredible. It's much better than my PhD thesis, I think. Yeah. And the number of typos and scientific errors in Wikipedia is less than traditional encyclopedias like Britannica or American Heritages. And Britannica sued the Wikipedia about this kind of the research. Yeah. And most of the Wikipedia articles and editors tend to refer or rely on scientific sources like scientific papers or reports. So there's a rule in Wikipedia to keep the quality. So as a result, actually, when I was TA in the graduate school, I degraded students who cited Wikipedia. But in reality, JAX, PLOS Medicine, and even Nature currently accept to publish the articles cite Wikipedia. Yeah, people begin to believe the quality of Wikipedia. Yeah, that's weird because there's so many reasons to unstabilize the system of Wikipedia. There's so many vandalisms and there's so many conflicts of interest and don't supposed can handle the data. So many scholars attracted this kind of weird phenomenon and they studied Wikipedia in many ways. Someone assigned the trust score to the entire article in English Wikipedia, and someone simulated and find the reason why the what status occur and how they resolved. And the other study says that find the reason to existence of the super editors who edit much more frequently than others. But our team just that there were strong limitations about the researches performed before because they used the edit number as the unit time. Edit number is the number of edits instead of the article, but it may not correspond to the real time. Considering these two articles, one is Jesus, one of the most controversial articles in Wikipedia, edited every 4 hours. And about KISTI, my institute, barely edited, and it edited almost once per 6.4 days, once per week. Yeah, so in real-time scale, the growth of the two articles should be different between each other. So, and one more thing is there is a limitation in editing scale in practice. So article sizes increase over time on average. So single edit affects smaller proportion to the entire context of the article. So we should consider that kind of effect also. So I define 3 new measures. First, number of edits per the article, total number of edits from the set of the article. Actually, many previous studies think that number of edits as the time unit, but we use that as the measure of the growth. And also, we use the number of editors, defined as the total number of editors who involve the editing process at least once. And we also use the article size, the current size in a Wikipedia, for the Wikipedia article in a byte. And we only consider the text size because for the media, format can make the difference in the size, so we neglect the media files, for example, pictures or sounds. And also, we consider the articles, we define the article's age, which is defined as the time period between the first edit and the last edit. So first step is to find any possible universality or correlation between the growth measures, but as you can see, there's no correlation between the measures. So number of editors and the article size does not have some correlations, and for the number of edits and the number of editors also. But interestingly, if we divide the measures by the age in terms of the per unit time, you can get the 4 distinct clusters for the Wikipedia articles. Yeah. Actually, there are 2 article types. A single editor produces 900 bytes or 25 bytes, and there are also 2 different types of articles that a single editor involves 0.9, single editor involves 0.9 editors or 0.5 editors. So by combining these 2 categorization, Wikipedia article is basically categorized into these 4 distinct categories. And one more interesting finding was we find a heavy inequality for the contribution among the editors, and this inequality is increased when the performance of single editor decreased, which means the activity of the single editor decreased. Eventually, the increasing of the inequality in the contribution, and our model prediction says that this kind of inequality will be intensified with time, and studies from the other scholars find that this kind of the inequality is really existent. They says that a few number of super editors dominate the entire system of Wikipedia. In other words, even though we chose that Wikipedia is kind of the good example of collective intelligence, almost all Wikipedia article is written by just 1% of the Wikipedia editors, more than 80%. Here's the example, the second ranked editor of the Wikipedia. He debuted as the top 5% editor in 2006, and he became the top 100 in 2008, and then he became the top 2 in 2010, and then he's still remaining in the second active editor in the Wikipedia, and actually he edited more than 2 million times. Yeah. And our next question was that can we observe such kind of the inequality increasing for entire Wikimedia project or entire collective intelligence? So we extend our analysis from the single edition of Wikipedia, English Wikipedia, to entire Wikimedia project, total of 863 editions, including 273 languages. And yeah, we find that as more edits performed, inequality of the data set increases, and it does not matter of the type of the data. So every type of the Wikimedia data, it follows similar growth curve of the inequality, which means that for the early stage, the inequality already established around 1,000 or 10,000 edits, and the level of inequality is remained until now. And small portion of the super editor lose the Wikipedia for now. So basically, Wikipedia is not a collaborative utopia that we imagined before. So one interesting point is there's no central authority in Wikipedia, so no one says that super editor should edit the Wikipedia. But other studies find that there's undocumented norms and rules in Wikipedia made by the early started super editors, and it's quite complex, and newbie editors cannot follow the entire rule. So this kind of the complex social system can make hard to introduce new editor into the Wikipedia system. So it is one more example of the bureaucratic system in the internet. Wikipedia is, yeah. Actually, in sociology, there's a law called iron law of oligarchy, which means that every complex organizations, regardless of its beginning, how they are democratized, they eventually developed into the oligarchies because of the effectiveness. So, unlike the ancient Greece, we choose the president or Congress members by election, and then we give the power to them because of the efficiencies. Yeah. This kind of inequality is not so bad in some ways because their contribution made such current state of art accuracy in the Wikimedia project for now. So, but what I concern is we should concern about potential bias due to the limited pool of editors. Here is the example of the 2018 Nobel Prize. Three physicists, three scholars awarded the Nobel Prize, and these two male scholars already have their own Wikipedia articles. But third awardee, Dr. Thomas Strickland, does not have the Wikipedia article at the time of the Nobel Prize. But interesting point is, someone already tried to make the Wikipedia article for her before she get the Nobel Prize. But Wikipedia super editors rejected and deleted the article because they said that she is not so famous and not so significant to list in the Wikipedia. Yeah, Nobel Prize is not, but she eventually gets a Nobel Prize. So to get the Nobel Prize is easier than the get into the Wikipedia, of course. Yeah. As more AI technology and industry introduced in the society, there are more concerns about the biased AI products. Yeah, here's the example of the Google Translate. I tried to translate these two sentences from Korean and from English to the Turkish. He is the babysitter and she is the doctor. And then, once again, I tried to translate same sentence in Turkish from Turkish to the English. And as you can notice, the gender is changed. Yeah, he was babysitter, but now it became she. And she was the doctor, but now he's the doctor. One more example is the image search in Google. If you Google the nurse and doctor, what you can find is one man versus 16 women for the nurse. But for the doctor, most of them are men. And for the professors and teachers, majority of the professor is men, 21 men versus 3 women. But for the teachers, most of them are women. So there is strong gender bias in the Google tagging system. Also, recent study also find that women are considerably less likely than men to have an article in Wikipedia, as like the Thomas Strickland, across all levels of the scientific achievement, measured by H index. So women are still harder to get into the Wikipedia system. And one more thing is not only for the gender gaps, there's also gaps between the developed country and the undeveloped countries. According to our analysis, rich countries tend to have the larger Wikipedia, and also well-educated countries tend to have the larger Wikipedia. Academic active countries also have the larger Wikipedia, which means that already developed country has more information than others. And information gap in internet age or Wikipedia age still increased over time. So my last remark is that there's so many viewpoints of the world, but in the Wikipedia and in the internet, they represent the majority of the society. This is something from the Wikipedia, and they says that Wikipedia is word of the Caucasian, formally educated, and middle-aged, old males. So, which means that most of the Wikipedia articles have some kind of the bias due to the limited pool of the editors. Yeah, here's my conclusion. We studied the contribution inequality for the Wikimedia project, and a few number of super edits dominate the entire Wikimedia project for now. We should concern about the potential biases due to the limited pool of the editors. And there's a huge information gap between developed and undeveloped countries, so we should concern about that also. And this work is published in the Physical Review E and covered in the APS Physics and the Washington Post and so on. Also, the second part of the work is published in the Nature Human Behavior, and it is featured as the cover article. And actually, this work is in collaboration with Professor Hao Jung and Professor Sang Lee in GenTech. Actually, second collaborator, Sang Lee, is there. She is the present today. Yeah. And I wrote a short essay about how I met Sang Lee in the Nature's Behavioral Social Science webzine or blog. And I documented 14 years history with me and Sang-un. So if you have some interest about me or Sang-un or our work, just check the contents. And thanks for listening, and thanks for everybody.